It just goes to show you, you are in the wise guy life, you're as good as the last envelope you gave them. In the FBI life, you're as good as the last whatever else you gave them or whatever. They don't care. Nobody cares about you but yourself and maybe somebody who loves you out there. So the corruption I wanted to say about the BOP, there was stuff that they did in there. They turn off the cameras. Okay, look, I don't know. I'm not political or anything, so please don't misunderstand when I say this. Everybody might have heard, or some people might have heard about the Jeffrey Epstein case, how he supposedly killed himself in his own cell and everything like that. While I don't think it's impossible to do that, okay, I don't believe a guy like him would want to do that. But isn't it kind of funny how the two COs are sleeping on the job? The cameras are off at this particular time. Now, I'm a guy that was actually in this place. I know the only time they turn off the cameras is when they want to do something to you, and then they give you the old spiel. Oh, must have been something what happened with the electric. We had a shortage, or whatever the case may be. It's all lies. I know it's hard to believe sometimes, coming from a guy like me, but I'm not the only person it happened to. You see, and there's too many coincidences, at least along with that. The same thing like with my thing too. I went to the. They give you a hearing. I had one hearing in the whole time I was in the box, which was 15 months I did total in the box. The guy came to me and he says, "Oh, you talked to me a little bit and this and that." Well, sure enough, they give me the piece of paper, and it said on the bottom of the piece of paper. Now I lost this piece of paper. I gave it to my attorney's paralegal at the time, and he lost it on me. And I didn't make copies at the time. Stupid, you know. But I was messed up, like I said, and I'm not making excuses. I should have made copies, but I wasn't thinking. Gave it to the paralegal. Figured it's okay. It's in good hands. It says on here, unknown to the inmate, we were contacted by outside law enforcement. Proof right there that the outside law enforcement told the Bureau of Prisons, the BOP, to put me in the hole because I was informing on my co-defendant, which was not true.
And is this before it was public knowledge that you were an informant? So you could have been
That's
in
right.
general and you would have been fine. Nobody knew you were
Nobody knew.
cooperating.
That's right. Nobody
Gotcha.
knew. Then they put in the paper because to coincide that I was cooperating with my thing, so that this way they can have the evidence to say like, hey, see, we're saving his life. Now this is what gets me. My life is not in danger, according to the FBI handler who I worked with, Vincent Pizzuti, when he took the stand. No, they don't kill anybody anymore like that. But yet in the BOP, my life is in danger. So which one is it? Is my life in danger as an informant, or it's not? See, then my attorney asks at my trial to Vinny Pizzuti, who was my handler for 18 years, he says, was Joe's life ever in danger? He says, all the time. Well, which one is it? You see, you can't have it both ways, but this is how I'm just blessed because I won I won the indictment for the Fourth Amendment. I won that. Then I was blessed to have a jury that listened. Okay, I was blessed because I prayed to God every day I was in that cell because look, the first time I got arrested, I was not innocent. I'm not going to lie. I got caught beating up the guy. So I'm not lying about it. I got caught. I was doing my time, and of course, everybody, or if you're new to the channel, I was informed that my father was killed by the wise guys, and it sent me in a different direction, but I was doing my time. Not pleasantly, but I did it. All I'm saying is that the whole system is rigged for them. If you guys don't know anything about the federal system, there's a 95% conviction rate. You know what? We want to know why? Because nobody goes to trial. It's very rare that you want to go to trial because if you lose, you get more money, more time.
So that's for federal cases.
Yep. So let's say you can make a deal for 4 or 5 years, 3 years, whatever it may be. But if you go to trial, you get 15. What do you want to do? You're going to take the 3, 4, 5 years, ain't you? I
Right.
mean, it makes sense. You know, nobody's stupid. But if more people, it's almost like sometimes they said, oh, they're trying to pack the courts or whatever it is political term. But in where I'm from, if you could, everybody decided to go to trial, the prison system, the whole court system, the whole system would be jammed to the pack that they would be giving you better deals, but nobody's going to do that. You know why? Because everybody's out for themselves. And this is what it is in this life. Everybody's out for themselves. The wise guys are out for themselves. 9 out of 10 are, you know what I'm saying? I did meet some people who weren't. But that's so rare. You can't believe how rare that is. And also, even when I was in the working for the feds, the FBI, they want to promote themselves. Give you a quick story. I'm in Otisville. I'm in this one place where there's 5 tiers. So one of the guys, the CEOs, was fat.
What do you mean by tiers?
So in other words, there's just it's 5 stories high, you know.
Okay.
So you're on tier 1, you know. So you're on they're in there like that. Okay. Well, this one CEO was fat, so he used to tell everybody, like when we got the mail or something like that. He goes, "Listen, if you guys, when I call you to lock you up," he says, "if you guys get into the cell real quick, I won't lock the doors. This way you can go right back to the TV room. It don't take him a long time to let us out. He don't got to go around climbing 5 stairs to lock and unlock the doors." And that was it wasn't a bad gig. Nobody said anything. I think. Do you know who? So there was 2 CEOs. They'd have to count you to make sure everybody was there. Don't you think one of his own CEO buddies told on him so that they can get a bump up? This is how cutthroat even within the system it is.
Did he get fired or did he just get?
I never saw him no more.
Oh wow.
Now, did he get fired or not? That I can't say.
Probably though.
Probably. Then there was other CEOs who used to listen. I got 2 loaves of bread one time. They were like the long ones because it was like, you know, it was from the kitchen. So there's one kid. He was a black kid, but he was very light skinned. So we used to call him Light. Anyway, there was the kitchen. I was walking back to the place where I was going in there, and there was windows on the bottom, but they had this mesh. But this one metal thing, I guess they bent it. So he said, "Yo, New York, New York." I looked real quick. He says, "Take this back to the block." I said, "Okay." So these long things, and I had the coat on. It was wintertime. I said, "Oh, how am I?" So I just put them in my jacket. I took a chance. So right there was the CEO there, and I know the CEO. He was actually one of the good ones that allowed us a lot of things. I'm not going to say his name because he was good. And he says, "Hey, Barone," he says, "you're putting on a lot of weight, ain't you?" I said, "Yeah, I'm eating pretty good, thank goodness." And he let me go because he knew it was only bread probably. He didn't care. So sure enough, I go and Light comes to my cell, and he says, "Yeah," and I give him the 2 loaves. He goes, "No, you keep one for yourself because you got it in for me." See, that's the way we work together. See, that doesn't matter your color, your skin, whatever. We work together. That's how we did it. And sure enough, I told all the guys we got bread. And now we start making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at nighttime. Yeah, and let me show you. So you get the peanut butter, but they sold another jelly. It was like it's like a preservative. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator after you open it. It was called kefir. Well, don't you think? Who do you think owned that? It was the Bush family. It was President Bush and his family owned that. There was Bob Barker from the guy who used to do The Price is Right or whatever heck it was. He had shampoos he used to sell in there and everything too. This is how everybody's in on it. It's a business. And so I guess whoever it is, their accounts, whatever they do, they you know. Listen, guys, just so you know, the place is corrupt. The FBI is corrupt. Oh, don't get me wrong. There are people who really do bad stuff that do belong in prison. I do not say they don't. Some of them belong dead. They kill people, innocent people for no reason, children and stuff like that. Yeah, I get all of that, and I'm all for it. You know, I'm not even for keeping them in prison. Get rid of them. They're taking up oxygen we don't need. And then, and same thing with the FBI. Do they do a couple of good things here and there? Sure they do. But when you can go and hurt a person who helped after 18 years and do what you did to me, no. You could have let me go. There was no murder under me. There was none of that bad stuff like that. I had to play the part of a gangster. I had to be the tough guy. I had to do all this stuff. Okay, so was I really going to kill somebody for money? I never did it in all that 18 years. Why would I do that now? I had $1 million home. I had almost $1 million of cash in my pocket. Okay, I was even worth more than that, and I was getting a really great civil service job in my own town. So, no, they could have just gave me a pass and never exposed me, never locked me up, nothing. But this is how bad the FBI are.